This is a true audiophile video. Visit us at trueaudiophile.com. You're looking at the number one reason why you should never, ever, ever buy used or vintage audio equipment unless you intend on restoring it. Why do we say this? This has really been happening because of a local phenomenon and people calling us, telling us they bought all this great old vintage equipment. As we go through these pictures, you can see these arrows are pointing to what's called electrolytic capacitors. These capacitors, as seen in these circles, are only good for 10 years on the shelf and 5 to 7 years of actual usage. You can verify that with any tech house. This is just a known fact because, like a battery, it works on a chemical reaction. They're a little similar to batteries, but they're not identical. Here you're seeing a can, as we call them. Reason being, you can see there's 4 different numbers, which just means there's 4 different capacitors in each can. This is showing you what happens in vintage equipment. They start to leak, they explode, they break. Even if they don't do anything that drastic, 100% they wear out. Here you're looking at what really happens to electrolytic capacitors. They raise up, they leak, they just go bad. It happens to 100% of them. There's nothing to do about it other than to replace them. Again, they don't even have to look this bad to still be bad. They simply wear out 100% of the time. So when you're thinking you just bought this great piece of vintage equipment or used equipment at a super price, just remember these things are dead. The caps have gone to heaven a long, long time ago. You can tell these caps because they have a plus and minus on them. This is what they look like inside. Again, unless you are going to completely recap your unit, it is never going to work properly. Like a dead battery, it might have started, if you imagine a 1,000-watt light bulb glowing brightly and shining nicely, and then suddenly you get it 5, 10, 15 years later. It still glows, but now you're at like 25 watts. Do yourself a favor, get something new with a warranty, with brand new caps. Otherwise, if it's a very nice piece, an old Macintosh or such, do recap it. It'll sound tremendously better. It'll increase your investment. And most of all, it'll lead to much, much better sonics and audio quality. We know it's a hot topic. People go crazy. We're not here to sell you caps or even sell you the service. We just want you to understand what happens when you buy vintage equipment and this old, slow, tired sound comes out. It's not vintage sound. It never sounded that way from the beginning. It sounds that way now because the capacitors are dead. We've proved this to many customers who happily give a testament of what's going on. This has been trying to educate you from True Audiophile. Visit us at trueaudiophile.com and we'll show you gear next time.